Aloha! It's Professor J back with another vocabulary video. We have 5 words in this week's video: Congress, Constitution, Amendment, Ratify, and the Bill of Rights. Congress. Last week we talked about the 3 branches of government, and one of them was the branch that adopted laws, called the legislative branch. At the state level, it is called the legislature, but at the federal level, the legislative body is called Congress. Here's a picture of the Capitol building in Washington, D.C., where the Congress sits. The people who make up the Congress are in 2 groups. One is called the Senate, and the people in there are called senators, and the other one is the House of Representatives, and the people are called representatives or congressmen and congresswomen. We'll talk more about the differences between the 2 houses in our lecture, but for now you just need to know that Congress is the name of the entire legislative branch at the federal level. Now, this is a little confusing because Congress, as I told you, refers to both bodies, but we use the word congressman and congresswoman to refer to people who are just in the House of Representatives, whereas people in the Senate are always called senators. So it's a little confusing because sometimes people think Congress only means the House of Representatives, but it actually means the entire body. It's one of those little idiosyncrasies that people in the know are familiar with, and now that includes you. The second word we're going to look at is the word constitution. A constitution is a name for a specific body of law. The difference between a constitution and the regular law that Congress or the state legislature can adopt is that the Constitution is the fundamental law by which our whole country is organized in the United States. The Constitution was adopted in 1789, and it can be changed over time, but because it covers the central governmental functions by which the country is organized, it's very hard to change it. It's very hard to make an amendment. There have only been 27 amendments in over 200 years. We'll talk a little bit about what those rights and duties are of the United States Constitution in this week's lecture. Amendment. Amendment simply means to make something better. You can see the word mend in the word amendment. An amendment is used in relation to the Constitution to mean one of the specific written changes that have been made to it over time. Generally, when Congress wants to adopt a bill, it just needs a majority of people in the House of Representatives and in the Senate. But for a constitutional amendment, it's important to require a significantly higher percentage in each house, plus a vote of you, the people. We're going to go over more of this in the lecture, but for now I just want you to know that the word amendment ties into our next word, ratify. Ratify, or ratification, simply means this special process of constitutional amendment. Our last vocabulary word is the Bill of Rights. The name is a little misleading because if you know a little bit about the legislative process, you'll know that a bill is actually the paper that the legislators are deciding on, and once it's actually adopted, we don't use the word bill anymore, we use the word law.
It's not easy to become a law, is it?
No, but how I hope and pray that I will. But today I am still just a bill.
He signed your bill, now you're a law.
Oh, yes!
So the fact that we have a law that's been adopted that's still called a bill is a little confusing. But what's important for you to know is that the Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the U.S. Constitution. They have a special name because they are rights that refer to you directly. And exactly why they got this special name and how they came to be will be covered in this week's lecture. For now, all you need to know is that the Bill of Rights are the first 10 amendments to the United States Constitution. That's all for this week's video.